Lagrange points are the parking space in the earth where we put the satellites. What are those points? Where it is very economical or very wise or very important that the satellites going towards the sky should be placed at those locations where they are stable. They do not fall into the earth or fall into the sun or get destroyed or disappear into the sky. These are the places where the gravity is indeed pulling, like the earth is pulling or the sun is pulling, but when the satellites like have their own they are also rotating. The rotation they are taking is of the sun, so that centrifugal force and all those points and gravity that is maintaining those places, and these places are very economical. They have been figured out by prominent scientists like the Lagrange and the Euler. Now let me tell you these points. Here is the L1 point. This point, this yellow one, this is the point where if a satellite needs to observe the sun. There are some satellites which observe the sun for the solar flare and the solar radiation and lot more things. They have been placed over here. Now, why it is over here? Because at this point, the sun is pulling, the earth is pulling. So at this point, a kind of equilibrium exists. It is not like they are not getting pulled. And when something is over here, taking a round about of the sun, so that place will be maintained. It is not like stable over here. The things are moving. They are like this. Everything is in motion. At the same time, this satellite will also move around. Then this is the L2 point. This is the most important point. Now, if you look at the things over here, under the sun, there is a like a kind of depression. This is the like space bending. If a satellite comes over here, then that will fall into or fall into the sun, because the gravity pull over here is very strong. That is the reason these Lagrange points are outside it. This is the L2 point, which is most important point. The reason is this is behind the earth. That means the sun's radiation is not that strong over here. There is a kind of darkness and it is very cold point. The JSWT, the James Webb Space Telescope, has been placed over here. There are a lot more telescopes over there. And if you look at the JSWT is actually rotating around some imaginary point in the Lagrange point as well. So this is the thing. If you look at that cube like thing, that is the like JSWT. So that is also rotating, and this JSWT has been like at this L2 point. Now sun is also pulling it, earth is also pulling it, even the moon is pulling it. Moon can disturb its orbit. That is the reason this JSWT has been put into some kind of rotation. It is rotating some imaginary point within the this L2 point away from our side, because the sun will come in the side. Here is the earth, that is the blue dot. Now at this L point, the satellites can be placed, but they are impractical and not efficient at this point. Note the L4 and L5, L4 and L5 points. They are very stable, but right now we don't have much like technology to place satellites over there. So the most important point right now is the L2 point. So what you should know about the Lagrange points, here this L4 and L5, there is one more thing. They are making a 60 degrees angle among them. How you figure out them? There is a lot of mathematics, but the like the big idea is that these 60 degree angles from here and here, they will make the Lagrange points. And the L2 point is actually farther away from the moon. So the JSWT telescope is even farther from the moon as well. So this telescope is able to observe things in the darkness very nicely. That is the reason this is sending us very high quality, very original images of the things that have never been seen even by the Hubble. Hubble was in this space like around the earth. It was a lower earth kind of thing. It was maybe around 5000 kilometer or something. That was not very high. That was not at Lagrange points, but the JSWT and many other telescopes are at the JSWT point. So that was the like the big idea of the Lagrange points. They are the parking spots around the these bodies. Now even these earth has a depression. Here I have placed a kind of black circle to show the depression. If the satellite comes in this area, then that will eventually fall. That is the reason the Lagrange points are away from this, and the L2 point is very far off in the that side, and the L3 as well, that is very far off. So that was much about the Lagrange points. Thank you.